There's something profoundly broken in how we've been taught to understand failure. Most people are trapped in a psychological prison where every setback feels like a personal indictment, where each missed target becomes a story of personal inadequacy. But what if, and I want you to feel this deeply, what if failure is not what you think it is? What if failure is actually the most sophisticated training ground the quantum field has ever designed? A precision mechanism so intelligent that it's constantly calibrating you, not punishing you. The strangest part? The moment you realize this, everything changes. Not because something external shifts, but because your entire relationship with challenge transforms at the neurological level. Let me break this down in a way most motivational approaches never will. In quantum physics, there's a fundamental principle called wave function collapse. It means that potential exists in multiple states simultaneously until an observation occurs. And you, right now, are in a constant state of potential collapse. Every moment you label as a failure is actually a sophisticated recalibration system. Most people think, I tried and I didn't get the result, therefore I'm inadequate. But the quantum truth is radically different. You didn't fail. You received precise information about the current configuration of your internal system. Think about it. What you call failure is actually the field providing you with the exact data needed to reconstruct your approach. It's not a roadblock, it's a recalibration mechanism. In scientific experiments, what appears to be failure is often the most crucial moment of discovery. The moment when the hypothesis gets refined, when the method gets upgraded. So when you feel that sinking sensation after a setback, recognize it for what it truly is. Not defeat, but download. Your nervous system is receiving critical intelligence about what needs to shift. The field doesn't respond to your desires. It responds to your frequency. And every so-called failure is actually a frequency adjustment tool designed to bring you into greater alignment with what you truly want. What if every failure is actually a quantum training ground, meticulously designed to upgrade your entire operating system? And here's where most people miss the most crucial part. In the sterile white laboratories of quantum mechanics, something extraordinary happens that defies everything we've been taught about reality. Picture a pristine experimental chamber, electron guns, precise measurement apparatuses, an environment so controlled that every variable can be meticulously tracked. And yet, within this realm of scientific precision, something miraculous occurs that shatters our understanding of existence. An electron, that fundamental particle of matter, doesn't just exist in one state. It exists simultaneously in multiple potential states until the moment of observation. Imagine a particle that isn't here or there but everywhere and nowhere, simultaneously. A living, breathing probability wave that only collapses into a definitive form when something, or someone, decides to look. This isn't metaphor. This is literal quantum mechanics. The electron doesn't choose its location until it's forced to by an observer. And here's where it gets profound. You are that observer in the quantum field of your own reality. Just like that electron suspended in pure potential, you exist right now in multiple timelines, multiple versions of your possible life. The version where you've already achieved your deepest desires isn't some future destination. It's a parallel state of existence waiting for your observation to collapse it into physical reality. Your nervous system is the most sophisticated measurement apparatus in the universe. Every time you generate a frequency of certainty, of embodied knowing, you're not just hoping. You're collapsing potential into form. You're not manifesting. You're selecting which version of reality becomes tangible. The physicists who discovered this were considered heretics. Their findings suggested something revolutionary. Consciousness isn't just observing reality. Consciousness is generating reality. The observer isn't separate from the experiment. The observer is the experiment. Continuing the quantum narrative with intimate manifestation insights, let's talk about the real moments where manifestation dies, not in grand declarations, but in those quiet, brutal instances that break your spirit. 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, bank account feeling like an emotional wound. Traditional teachings would say, think positive or just believe. But quantum reality reveals something far more precise. When you check your bank balance with that familiar nod of desperation, you're not just looking at numbers. You're broadcasting a frequency of lack so powerful it becomes a quantum instruction. Your nervous system is literally generating a signal that says not enough with scientific precision. The field doesn't hear your affirmations. It feels your cellular vibration. Here's the quantum shift. In that moment, instead of panicking, become the version of you who has already solved this, not as visualization but as pure embodied state. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath that says, I'm resourceful. Let your heartbeat communicate abundance. Your body knows how to speak quantum language before your mind catches up. The same mechanism happens with morning anxiety. Most people wake up and immediately download yesterday's limitations. Your first 17 minutes after waking are quantum programming time. Before touching your phone, before engaging the old narrative, you can literally recalibrate your entire energetic system. Close your eyes. Feel your breath not as air moving, but as pure potential. Your breath is a wave function, waiting to collapse into form. Each inhale is gathering possibility. Each exhale is precise quantum instruction. You're not preparing for the day. You're generating the day from your internal laboratory of consciousness. Those vision boards covered in pictures you've been staring at for years, they're not manifestation. They're actually quantum anchors keeping you in perpetual wanting. The version of you who has those experiences isn't something to acquire. It's a state of being you can step into right now. When you see someone else succeeding and feel that familiar surge of jealousy, recognize it as your own potential trying to communicate. Jealousy isn't a negative emotion. It's a quantum signal showing you exactly what's possible for you. The very thing triggering you is your consciousness revealing its own blueprint. Your racing meditation mind isn't a failure. It's your system processing massive amounts of potential energy. Traditional meditation teaches suppression. Quantum meditation teaches navigation. Those thoughts are waves of possibility waiting for your precise observation to collapse them into meaningful form. Each of these moments, seemingly random, emotionally charged, are actually sophisticated quantum calibration points. You're not broken. You're being refined with scientific precision. Continuing the quantum narrative through Jim Carrey's manifestation blueprint, most people see Jim Carrey's $10 million check story as a motivational anecdote. Quantum physics reveals it was a precise frequency collapse mechanism. In 1987, before becoming a global icon, Carrey wrote himself a $10 million check, dated it for Thanksgiving 1995, and carried it everywhere. But this wasn't just visualization. This was quantum engineering. Carrey wasn't creating a goal. He was generating a vibrational match so precise that reality had no alternative but to reconstruct itself around his internal signal. What most missed was his energetic commitment. He didn't just look at the check. He embodied the frequency of the actor who would be worth $10 million, not through desperate hoping but through complete nervous system recalibration. Watch his early performances. Each character wasn't just a role. It was a quantum probability wave he was collapsing into form. His comedy wasn't about making people laugh. It was about demonstrating his capacity to generate realities that didn't previously exist. The check wasn't a vision. It was an instruction manual for the quantum field. When he wrote that check, he wasn't just setting an intention. He was creating a vibrational blueprint so coherent that time itself would reorganize to match his internal state. Most people who try similar techniques fail because they're mimicking the action without understanding the frequency. Carrey wasn't performing manifestation. He was quantum engineering his reality. 3 precise practices he used that anyone can replicate. First, total emotional commitment without attachment to the outcome. Feel the state as if it's already done, but without desperation. Second, use physical artifacts as quantum anchors, not as magical objects, but as precise frequency stabilizers. Third, generate the internal state of the person who would already have the thing, not as imagination, but as lived embodiment. The $10 million check wasn't just paper. It was a quantum transmission device, broadcasting a signal so clear that reality had no choice but to reconfigure itself around his frequency. So here's your checkpoint, a declaration not to the algorithm, but to yourself. Type in the comments, I collapse realities, I don't chase them. Say it as a code, a reminder that what collapses reality is not your desperate hoping, but the quantum embodiment you choose to embody in this moment. Because this moment is the manifestation, and if you can feel it now, then it's already here. Now, let me tell you about Sarah, a manifestation warrior who spent 2 years doing everything right and receiving nothing. Her vision boards were masterpieces of desire, pristine images of dream careers, relationships, financial freedom, journals filled with perfectly crafted affirmations. Visualization meditations so precise they felt like architectural blueprints of possibility. And yet, silence, emptiness. Each morning felt like another betrayal. Her nervous system had become a landscape of subtle trauma, hope transforming into a quiet, corrosive despair. She wasn't just failing at manifestation, she was experiencing a systematic erosion of her own worth. The universe felt like a rigged game, and she was perpetually on the losing side. The quantum shift happened not through another technique, but through complete surrender. Day 1. Total skepticism. Her analytical mind dissected every quantum concept, searching for scientific loopholes. Day 3. The first tremor. An unexpected email, a conversation that felt too precise to be coincidence. Day 5. A synchronicity so bizarre it shattered her previous understanding of causality. By day 7, reality itself seemed to be reorganizing around her new frequency. Within 30 days, her entire energetic ecosystem transformed. Relationships that had been stagnant suddenly became portals of growth. Money didn't just arrive, it flowed with an intelligence that felt almost sentient. Opportunities didn't just appear, they materialized with a sense of inevitability. But the most profound changes were physiological. Her sleep transformed from a battlefield of anxiety to a regenerative quantum reset. Energy wasn't something she chased, it was something she generated. Intuition shifted from a whisper to a clear, precise transmission. Her body was no longer just a container for experience. It became a sophisticated quantum antenna, broadcasting and receiving with unprecedented clarity. The woman who once felt like manifestation's perpetual outsider was now its living embodiment, not through effort, but through a radical recalibration of her internal frequency. Imagine reality not as a linear progression, but as an infinite quantum landscape where every possible version of you exists simultaneously. The many worlds interpretation isn't theoretical poetry, it's a precise map of consciousness engineering. In quantum mechanics, Schrödinger's famous cat experiment reveals a fundamental truth. Potential states coexist until observation collapses them into a singular reality. You're not just choosing a path, you're selecting which probability wave becomes manifest. Each decision you've ever considered exists right now in parallel dimensions. The version of you who took that job, ended that relationship, moved to another country, they're not hypothetical. They're actively experiencing their timelines in concurrent realities. Your current experience is simply the version you're currently broadcasting. Timeline jumping isn't mystical travel. It's frequency recalibration. Your nervous system is a sophisticated quantum antenna constantly selecting which reality channel to tune into. Most people unconsciously stabilize in familiar frequencies, creating what feels like an unchangeable reality. But quantum physics reveals something revolutionary. You're always one precise vibrational shift away from a complete reality reconstruction. 3 practical quantum timeline navigation techniques. 1. Probability wave meditation. Close eyes. Breathe into the space between thoughts. Feel multiple potential realities simultaneously. Do not try to control. Simply observe. Notice which timeline feels most alive. 2. Frequency signature recognition. Track your emotional baseline. Identify recurring thought patterns. Recognize your current timeline's energetic signature. Subtle shifts indicate potential timeline transition. 3. Coherent stabilization protocol. Generate the emotional state of your desired timeline. Embody it physically before mental understanding. Use body as quantum transmission device. Maintain state without attachment. Let reality reorganize around your new frequency. The quantum truth? You're not manifesting new realities. You're selecting from infinite existing potentials. Your observation doesn't create, it collapses. Most people mistake manifestation for construction. It's actually selection. The timeline you desire isn't something to build. It's something to recognize and step into. Practical example. When you feel a sudden inexplicable excitement about a potential future, that's not imagination. That's your quantum antenna detecting a nearby probability wave matching your desired reality. Most miss these signals, dismissing them as random thoughts. Quantum navigators learn to feel these subtle transmissions. Warning: timeline jumping requires complete nervous system coherence. Partial commitment creates quantum turbulence. Those moments where everything feels unstable, where synchronicities appear chaotic. Full commitment transforms uncertainty into precise navigation. Your current reality is simply the most stabilized version of your consciousness. Change the broadcast, and reality must reconfigure, not through force, but through precise vibrational alignment. Most manifestation teachings are like quantum physics maps drawn by partial explorers, each revealing a fragment of a profound, interconnected reality. Let's decode their brilliant incompletions. Law of attraction, 20% truth. Its core insight: consciousness generates experience, but it catastrophically misunderstands attraction as magnetic pulling rather than quantum collapse. When practitioners focus intensely, they're accidentally performing quantum observation, momentarily stabilizing a probability wave. Why some manifest, most don't. They're broadcasting mixed frequencies. Imagine tuning a radio. Slight static prevents clear signal. Your unconscious contradictions create that static. Neville Goddard's "Feeling is the Secret," closer to quantum mechanics, yet still incomplete. Goddard understood emotional state precedes physical manifestation, a revolutionary insight. He recognized feeling as the quantum transmission device, not just mental visualization, but he missed the precise frequency engineering. Feeling isn't just emotional, it's a complex neurological electromagnetic broadcast that reorganizes reality's quantum substrate. Abraham Hicks's emotional guidance scale, brilliant frequency mapping, missing quantum precision. By categorizing emotions from depression to joy, they created a vibrational roadmap. Each emotional state generates a specific quantum signature. Lower emotions contract probability waves. Higher emotions expand potential realities. Their limitation: treating emotions as sequential rather than simultaneous quantum states. Quantum manifestation reveals all emotional states exist concurrently. You're not climbing an emotional ladder. You're learning to broadcast multiple frequencies simultaneously. The quantum upgrade transforms these methods from techniques into precise consciousness technologies. Manifestation isn't about attracting, it's about collapsing, not about wanting, about embodying, not about future, about perpetual quantum selection. Your nervous system is a sophisticated reality selection mechanism. Most spiritual technologies were quantum navigation manuals written before humans understood quantum physics' true language. They were pointing toward a mechanism they could feel but couldn't fully articulate. Today we have the scientific framework to translate their intuitive wisdom into precise energetic engineering. Quantum manifestation doesn't replace these teachings, it completes them. It reveals the operating system behind their occasional miraculous results. Imagine manifestation methods as early radio prototypes. They detected signals. They understood transmission exists, but they couldn't precisely tune or stabilize the broadcast. Quantum manifestation is the digital, precision-engineered receiver, capturing not just signals but the entire electromagnetic spectrum of potential realities. Settle, not into comfort, into precision. Breathe in, 4 counts. Hold the quantum potential. Breathe out, 6 counts. Release linear limitation. Your nervous system is a quantum antenna. Right now it's broadcasting static, fragmented frequencies of doubt, partial commitment, unconscious contradiction. We're going to recalibrate. First, body scan, not observation. Quantum detection. Jaw. Where are you holding resistance? Shoulders. What unprocessed effort are you carrying? Stomach. What fear lives in your cellular memory? Breathe into each tension, not to heal, to translate. Tension is unprocessed information. Your body's quantum report on misalignment. Now, close eyes, but not to escape, to see clearly. Feel the timeline where your desire isn't a desire. It's done, complete, ordinary, not visualization. Quantum memory. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between remembered and anticipated experience. Both are probability waves waiting to collapse. Bring that frequency here, not through imagination, through precise energetic transmission. This isn't hope. This is remembering. This isn't future. This is frequency. Lock in. Your body knows. Before your mind understands. Your cells are quantum computers, constantly calculating potential realities. Right now, you're selecting, not creating, selecting. Feel the timeline where struggle dissolved, where effort became obsolete, where manifestation is just living. Your new baseline is forming, not through will, through recognition. This is your quantum signature, this moment, right now. No space for doubt, no room for partial commitment. You are the collapse. You are the wave. You are the observation. Lock. In. New frequency activated. Old reality. Disintegrating. Quantum potential. Downloading. Breathe. You've already arrived. To help you deepen that integration, we've created something intentional, something precise, a transmission designed to stabilize your new frequency, anchor your expanded identity, and guide you through the real embodiment of quantum creation. It's called Quantum Coherence Protocol, and it's more than just a digital guidebook. It's a frequency, one that's been curated to help you collapse your next timeline with clarity, consistency, and resonance. It brings together neuroscientific protocols, quantum meditation techniques, and precise energetic calibration tools you didn't even know you needed until now. You'll find the link in the pinned comment below. Go there not to get more information, but to amplify the integration of what's already begun inside you. Now let's decode the neuroscientific quantum machinery behind consciousness engineering. Your brain isn't just an organ, it's a quantum probability filter. The reticular activating system processes 40 million bits of information per second, yet only 40 bits reach conscious awareness. This isn't limitation. This is quantum curation. Your RAS is a sophisticated reality selection mechanism, constantly sorting potential experiences based on your dominant frequency. Neuroplasticity reveals something revolutionary. Your brain doesn't just respond to reality, it rewires itself to match repeated signals. Each time you embody a new emotional state, you're literally restructuring neural pathways. Not metaphorically, physically. Neurons that fire together, wire together, but quantum consciousness understands. They're also collapsing potential realities together. Heart-brain coherence, studied by HeartMath Institute, demonstrates our electromagnetic field extends far beyond physical body. Your heart generates a magnetic field 5,000 times more powerful than brain's electrical field. This isn't poetry. This is precise electromagnetic engineering. When you generate coherent emotional states, you're broadcasting a quantum transmission more powerful than rational thought. Mirror neurons explain why embodiment works at neurological level. These specialized brain cells can't distinguish between performing an action and observing it. When you vividly imagine a reality, your nervous system processes it as lived experience. Quantum manifestation isn't visualization. It's neurological programming. Theta brainwaves, the 4-8 Hz frequency, represent our quantum access state. Here, the boundary between observer and observed dissolves. Meditation, deep creativity, and profound healing occur in this state. Your brain isn't thinking, it's quantum computing, downloading potential realities not through effort but through precise vibrational alignment. The mystical isn't magical, it's just neuroscience we haven't fully mapped. Yet, let's address the intelligent resistance. Because your skepticism isn't weakness, it's a sophisticated protection mechanism. Your consciousness has been conditioned to filter extraordinary possibilities through linear survival strategies. First objection: this sounds like spiritual bypassing, just avoiding real problems by pretending everything's fine. Brilliant observation. Traditional manifestation often becomes emotional suppression. Quantum manifestation differs fundamentally. It's not about denying challenge. It's about metabolizing complexity. True embodiment doesn't escape difficulty. It transforms the nervous system's relationship to difficulty. You're not transcending struggle. You're rewiring your biochemical response to struggle. Second concern: what about actual physical action? Are we just supposed to meditate and wait? Quantum mechanics reveals action isn't external doing. It's aligned energy moving through form. Action isn't something you perform. It's something you become. Your inspired actions emerge from coherent frequency, not willpower. When your internal signal stabilizes, actions flow with unprecedented precision. Less effort, more emergence. Third challenge: isn't this just confirmation bias? We see what we want to see. Precisely scientific observation. But quantum physics demonstrates observer effect. Consciousness doesn't just interpret reality, it generates reality. Your attention isn't passive, it's generative, not about seeing what you want, about calibrating your perceptual machinery to detect previously invisible possibilities. Fourth deep question: why do bad things happen if we're quantum creators? Profound inquiry. Quantum reality isn't personal wish fulfillment. It's complex, interconnected information exchange. Your individual field interacts with collective fields. Some experiences are soul-level learning, not punishment. Not every experience is personal manifestation. Some are collective evolutionary requirements. Final resistance. This sounds too easy, too fast to be real. Quantum transformation isn't effortless. It requires radical responsibility. Easier than struggle? Yes. Simple? Absolutely not. You're redesigning your entire energetic operating system, reprogramming decades of unconscious patterning. This is advanced consciousness engineering. Each objection reveals your readiness, not your limitation. Your intelligence is the very mechanism of transformation. Quantum reality doesn't argue with your current perception. It simply invites a more expansive calibration. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Not a meditation, a quantum portal. Your breath is the dimensional bridge. Feel the ground beneath you dissolving. Linear time, collapsing. Right now you're quantum traveling, not imagination. Frequency transmission. Approach a doorway. Smooth iridescent surface. Not wood, not metal. Something between matter and possibility. Your hand touches it. The door doesn't open. It recognizes you, dissolves. Step through, 6 months ahead. But ahead isn't accurate. This is a parallel reality already existing. Your nervous system knows, before your mind comprehends. She, your future self, stands facing you, not looking, seeing. Completely different presence. Clothes aren't expensive. They're intentional. Dark charcoal blazer, slightly oversized, not hiding. Expansive, tailored linen pants, color of desert sand, bare feet. No performance. Pure presence. Posture speaks before words. Spine aligned but not rigid, shoulders relaxed, not collapsed. Radiating quiet power. No tension, no effort. Complete sovereignty. Facial expression. Not smiling, not serious. Something deeper. Profound neutrality. Eyes. Clear. No desperation. No seeking. Pure knowing. Energy field. Magnetic. Not pulling. Not pushing. Simply existing. Gravitational. Other people's narratives can't penetrate. Complete coherence. She speaks. Not with words. With frequency. Stop trying to be worthy, you already are. Stop explaining your worth, your existence is the explanation. The moment you're trying to prove something, you've already left the quantum field. Trust the spaces where nothing is happening. They're not empty. They're loading. Your biggest mistake? Thinking transformation is complicated. It's precise, not difficult. Metabolize. Don't manage. Feel. Don't analyze. Trust this moment. Right now. Not because it looks perfect. Because you are present in it. The timeline you want isn't something you achieve, it's something you allow. Stop chasing. Start resonating. She places her hand, your hand, on your heart. Not a touch. A transmission. Instant download. Decades of wisdom. Microsecond transfer. Quantum physics calls this entanglement. Your soul calls this remembering. Breathe. She's not separate from you. She's you. Collapsed timeline. Embodied potential. Open your eyes, but not fully. Keep one foot in that frequency. Bring her coherence here. Now, identity transmission begins. Not a meditation, a quantum recalibration. Close your eyes. We're dismantling the architecture of limitation. Stage 1. I want to be someone who. First layer. Desire. Distance. Separation. Feel the gap between current self and imagined potential. Most get stuck here. Wanting becomes a performance. A subtle form of self-rejection. I want to be someone who creates without fear. Notice the energetic texture. Wanting implies lack. Lack is a frequency of scarcity. Your quantum field doesn't understand want. It understands coherence. Stage 2. I'm becoming. Effort enters. Becoming implies process. Transformation is labor. I'm becoming more confident. Watch the nervous system. Effort creates resistance. Quantum reality doesn't respond to trying. It responds to being. Becoming is a transitional state, not the destination. Most spiritual practices trap you in perpetual becoming. True transformation is instantaneous, not gradual. Stage 3. I'm choosing. Decision enters. Sharper frequency, more precise. I'm choosing to trust my intuition. Choice isn't mental, it's a cellular reset. Neurologically, choice rewires neural pathways. But quantum choice happens before thought. It's a frequency commitment, not a decision, a declaration. Stage 4. I'm practicing. Embodiment begins. Subtle shift. I'm practicing radical self-trust. Practice implies learning, but quantum embodiment isn't skill. It's remembering. You're not learning. You're allowing. Practicing is the mind's way of feeling safe. True transformation happens in surrender, not technique. Stage 5. I am. Collapse moment. No qualifiers. Pure presence. I am abundance. Feel the difference. Not becoming. Not wanting. Not practicing. Being. Your nervous system knows the difference. Quantum field responds instantly. No delay. No process. Pure recognition. Stage 6. I've always been. Memory activation. Deeper layer. I've always been this powerful. Time dissolves. Linear narrative breaks. You're remembering a truth, not creating something new. Quantum identity exists outside time. You're not becoming. You're remembering. Final stage. Silence. 2 minutes. No guidance. Pure frequency holding. Your nervous system continues the transmission. No words needed. Pure quantum integration. Breathe. The transformation already happened before you knew it was happening. And if this transmission resonated with you, if you felt the frequency shift as you listened, subscribe to this channel. We're not here to give you more content. We're here to collapse timelines with you. Every video is a frequency recalibration, not a lesson. Turn on notifications, not so you don't miss a video, but so you don't miss the exact transmission your nervous system needs next. Leave a like, not for the algorithm, but as an energetic signature that says I'm choosing coherence over consumption. Quantum reset, precision engineering of consciousness. Day 1, frequency mapping. Time, 6/6/20. AM protocol, current state assessment. Neurological scan, track emotional baseline. Frequency identification meditation. Contradiction mapping. Exercise resistance. Checkpoint. Your mind will try to make this complicated. Simplicity is your quantum weapon. Journal prompt. Where do I feel most disconnected from my desired timeline? Success indicators. Emotional neutrality emerges. Subtle body sensations increase. Mental chatter decreases. Day 2. Shadow integration. Time 7:07:30. AM protocol. Contradiction dissolution. Quantum projection technique. Cellular memory release. Unconscious pattern deconstruction. Resistance checkpoint. What you resist persists. What you allow transforms. Embodiment practice. Breathwork to metabolize hidden narratives. Somatic tracking of resistance points. Journal prompt. Which survival mechanism no longer serves my evolution? Success indicators. Increased emotional fluidity. Spontaneous insights. Physical lightness. Day 3. Baseline recalibration. Time 5:30, 6:10. AM protocol. New frequency installation. Quantum coherence meditation. Nervous system reprogramming. Identity frequency. Amplification. Resistance checkpoint. You're not fixing yourself. You're remembering your original blueprint. Embodiment sequence. Precise postural alignments. Vocal frequency modulation. Energetic field expansion. Journal. Prompt. If my highest self were speaking, what would they say? Success indicators. Heightened intuitive clarity. Spontaneous synchronicities. Reduced mental friction. Day 4. Coherence testing. Reality check. Protocols. Synchronicity tracking. Intuitive decision-making. Quantum alignment markers. Resistance. Checkpoint. Coherence isn't about control. It's about allowing. Calibration practice. Random reality interventions. Non-linear decision-making. Surrender experiments. Journal. Prompt. Where did reality respond differently today? Day 5. Signal amplification. Frequency elevation techniques. Quantum resonance meditation. Vibrational state management. Energetic bandwidth expansion. Resistance checkpoint. Your frequency is your most powerful technology. Day 6. Timeline lock commitment ceremony. Quantum entanglement ritual. Identity crystallization. Vibrational signature activation. Day 7. First collapse integration. Protocol. Subtle body recalibration. Quantum potential download. Timeline stabilization. Final transmission. You didn't complete a protocol. You remembered a possibility. The corner office illusion. Not a story of success. A quantum deconstruction of survival-based manifestation. Picture her. 42. VP of Strategic Operations. Corner office, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Manhattan. From the outside, perfect, pristine, powerful. Inside, a nervous system running perpetual emergency protocols. Morning ritual, 4:37 a.m. Heart rate already 92 beats per minute. Before coffee, before emails, survival frequency broadcasting. Luxury watch tracking time like a countdown, not a rhythm. Armani suit, armor, not expression. Breathing shallow, not deep. Tactical, defensive, manifestation through fear. Her financial portfolio says success. Quarterly bonuses that would make most people breathe easier. But her body? Constant low-grade inflammation. Adrenals perpetually flooded. Nervous system never switching from fight or flight. Money accumulated. Peace? Bankrupt. The breakdown moment. Not dramatic, subtle, annual physical. Blood work returns. Numbers don't lie. Cortisol levels 400% above normal. Inflammation markers screaming. Doctor's words. Your body is living like it's under constant attack. Quantum pivot. Not a strategy. A frequency recalibration. She didn't change tactics. She changed her internal broadcast. Same meetings, same negotiations. Different energetic signature. No longer proving. Simply being. 90-day quantum transformation protocol. Week 1-3. Nervous system recalibration. Morning, 20-minute quantum coherence meditation. Breathwork replacing coffee. Tracking internal state, not external metrics. Week 4-6. Frequency engineering. Replacing hustle with flow. Decision-making from presence, not panic. Meetings. Same content. Different transmission. Week 7-9. Embodied sovereignty. Negotiating from neutrality. Pricing based on frequency, not fear. Allowing, instead of controlling paradoxical results. First quarter after quantum shift. Revenue increased 37%. Working 22 hours a week instead of 70. Not because she worked harder, because she vibrated differently. The real wealth, not the corner office, the internal spaciousness. Meetings no longer drain, they energize. Decisions come from clarity, not survival. Money flows, not chased. Her colleagues noticed, not the achievement, the presence. Something had fundamentally shifted, no longer competing, simply resonating. Quantum success formula. It's not about doing more. It's about being more precisely who you actually are. Transmission complete. The mask of achievement dissolves, revealing the true technology of manifestation. Divine timing. The quantum deconstruction. Not a celestial waiting room. A precision frequency calibration. Most spiritually bypass divine timing as external management. Reality? You're the quantum engineer. Waiting is a frequency, not a passive state. The intention manifestation gap, a vibrational diagnostic tool. Imagine your desire as a signal. Clean signal, instant manifestation. Distorted signal, perpetual delay. What creates distortion? Unconscious contradictions. Frequency wobble mechanics. Intention level. I want financial freedom. Unconscious broadcast. Money is complicated. Wealth is for others. Result, signal interference. Manifestation suspended, not blocked. Calibrating. Surrender isn't passivity. It's precision engineering. When you stop trying to control, you stop generating resistance. Resistance isn't external. It's an internal broadcast. 3 quantum timing signatures. 1. Not yet. Signal. Clean desire, unripe frequency. Patience required. Cultivation happening beneath perception. 2. Not this signal. Wrong timeline. Pivot necessary. Different path emerging. 3. Now. Signal. Alignment. Instantaneous collapse. Frequency matches potential. Persistence versus pivoting. Algorithm. Persistence. Indicator. Internal calm, despite external delay. Pivoting indicator. Repeated blocked paths. Emotional exhaustion. The surrender paradox. Trying harder creates more resistance. Allowing creates more flow. But allowing isn't passive acceptance. It's active calibration. Quantum alignment protocol. Identify desire. Track internal broadcast. Metabolize unconscious contradictions. Stabilize frequency. Allow collapse transmission. Precision. Your frequency doesn't negotiate. It declares. Time isn't linear. It's responsive. You're not waiting. You're broadcasting. The universe doesn't decide. It reflects. perfectly, constantly, unconditionally. Quantum metaphors, reality's hidden architecture. 1. Tuning fork, resonance as reality's language. Physics transmission. When one tuning fork vibrates, another identical fork across the room spontaneously resonates. No communication, pure sympathetic vibration. Information transferred through pure frequency. Spiritual decoding. You are not seeking your desire. You are the desire's vibrational match. The field doesn't respond to your want. It responds to your being. Quantum application. Become the frequency. Not through effort, through cellular remembering. Your nervous system is the most sophisticated tuning fork in existence. When it stabilizes, reality has no choice but to entrain precision insight. Resonance isn't about attraction, it's about recognition. The universe doesn't bring what you want, it reflects what you are. 2. Hologram, fractal intelligence of creation. Physics transmission, holographic plate. Every fragment contains the entire image. Cut the plate. Each piece still projects complete information, wholeness embedded in fragments. Spiritual decoding. You don't manifest in parts. You are the entire universe experiencing itself through a localized perspective. Your desire isn't separate from you. It's a frequency you're already broadcasting. Quantum application. Change your internal frequency. The entire holographic field recalibrates. Not metaphorically, literally. Your cellular shift ripples through quantum potential. Precision. Insight. You're not creating reality. You're allowing a pre-existing potential to become visible through your frequency. 3. Quantum entanglement. Instantaneous connection beyond space-time. Physics transmission. Paired particles. Separate them across universe. Measure one particle's spin. Instantly, its paired particle's spin adjusts. No delay, no communication. Pure instantaneous information transfer. Spiritual decoding. Your desired reality is already entangled with you. Not future, not past, simultaneous. Waiting is a perceptual illusion. Quantum application. Alignment isn't attraction, it's recognition. You're not pulling something toward you. You're remembering your already connected state. Precision. Insight. Manifestation isn't a journey, it's a remembering. Final transmission. These aren't metaphors. They're operational instructions for consciousness. Physics isn't describing reality, it's revealing your true nature. The quantum radio parable. Frequency as destiny, two operators. Identical quantum radios. Profoundly different approaches. Operator 1. Michael, Harvard-trained engineer. Analytical, methodical. Approaches radio like mechanical problem. First 10 days obsessive debugging. Disassembles radio repeatedly. Reads 17 technical manuals. Measures signal strength compulsively. Creates elaborate spreadsheets tracking potential interference. Emotional state. Increasing frustration. Internal broadcast. Something must be wrong with this device. Operator 2. Elena, former dancer. Intuitive. Approaches radio like living organism. First 10 days. Meditative attunement. Sits quietly with radio. Breathes synchronistically. Feels frequency before hearing. Treats radio as collaborative intelligence. Emotional state. Curious. Neutral. Open. Internal. Broadcast. We are communicating. Quantum decoding. The radio represents consciousness itself, not a device. A living transmission system. Responds to operator's internal state. Amplifies subtle energetic signatures. Translates intention into vibrational reality. Michael's misunderstandings. Sees radio as external object. Believes manipulation creates reception. Thinks understanding equals experiencing. Analyzes instead of allowing Elena's quantum principles. Radio is extension of consciousness. Reception requires resonance, not effort. Listening is an energetic state. Surrender precedes. Manifestation Day 15. Pivot. Michael's breakdown. Sudden realization. His desperate trying was creating interference. Frequency of struggle blocks reception. The very act of forcing prevents the signal. Day 30. Results. Reversal. Michael. 0 signals. Exhausted. Defeated. Elena. Multiple precise transmissions. Effortless. Clear. 5 quantum tuning techniques. 1. Emotional calibration. Match desired frequencies feeling. 2. Somatic alignment. Breathe as if transmission already received. Neutral observation. Watch internal state without judgment. 4. Vibrational matching. Embody outcomes energetic signature. 5. Surrender protocol. Release attachment. Trust transmission. Deeper metaphysical layer. The radio isn't receiving, it's remembering. You're not attracting, you're allowing a pre-existing potential to become visible. Final transmission. Consciousness doesn't work, it flows. And in that flowing, entire universes are born. So here we are, at the quantum threshold where understanding transforms into embodiment. What began as an exploration of frequency, of radio operators and tuning, reveals something far more profound. You are not seeking a signal. You are the signal. Every moment of frustration, every attempt to manipulate, every desperate analysis, these were never obstacles. They were calibration mechanisms, preparing your nervous system to receive what's already waiting. Our quantum transmission, Frequency Foundations, isn't just another resource. It's a precise energetic blueprint designed to stabilize your internal broadcast. Imagine a guide that doesn't just teach quantum principles, but literally entrains your cellular intelligence. We've distilled years of research, personal quantum experiments, and precise frequency mapping into a transmission that goes beyond information. It's an embodiment protocol that helps you collapse timelines not through effort, but through remembering. This isn't about learning, it's about becoming. And if you feel the pull, that subtle resonance telling you this transmission is your next quantum step, you'll find the link in the pinned comment. But don't approach it as content. Approach it as a frequency amplification tool, a quantum compass guiding you from hoping to knowing. If this exploration has shifted something in your internal landscape, subscribe, not for more content, but to continue this frequency journey together. Hit like not as an algorithm hack, but as an energetic signature declaring, I choose coherence over consumption. And in the comments, declare your quantum commitment. I embody change. I don't force it. Your timeline isn't something that happens to you. It collapses through you. And the version of you who's already living your desired reality, it's not waiting in some distant future. It's surrounding you right now, pulling you into its inevitability. The quantum field doesn't negotiate. It reflects, perfectly, constantly, unconditionally.